In addition to cutting something out, you can actually add a perforated line so you can cut something out with a normal kiss cut and then pop it out into the vinyl so you can pop it out and hand it to somebody. It's called a pop-out decal or perf cut.
You can just hand a stack of these decals to someone and let them go wild with it.
Yes, you can. It's a pretty cool feature. So let's kind of show you how this works. We're going to start by adding our first contour cut path in FlexiSign and Print 12 or LXI Rip 12. You can use either program for this process. We separate the first contour cut and then we add a second. We'll make the second cut larger to create a border between the contour cut decal and the perforated cut. Once we've created the second contour cut, which is going to be our pop-out or perf cut line, we can edit it and change it from a solid line to a perforated one that will enable us to pop out the vinyl. But we can also customize it using the edit line window as we see here. There are some specific settings I use here, and you can see these in detail in our newly updated article on Ye Olde Sign College blog. So now we want to open the stroke editor window and assign different colors to the cut paths. This will make it easier to manage the process in Production Manager. You can choose different colors like blue, green, or red, or you can just label them Cut Contour and Perf Cut Contour or Perf Contour as we've done here.
Makes sense. No need to remember which color goes to which path.
So now we have our two cut paths, one for the standard contour cut or kiss cut and one for the perforated cut. The next thing we need to do is set the cutter so that these two will be optimized for their respective jobs. And again, the details of how to do this in the control panel are in the blog article that we referenced earlier. Now all we have to do is run the job as we would a normal contour cut job out of Flexi or LXI Rip 12 with a few added steps. We send the job using the Rip and Print command. We open the Rip and Print window and you can see both cut paths are visible here and they're labeled Cut Contour and Perf Contour.
Cool.
Now all we have to do to let the software manage both processes is check the Pause Between Colors option, and down at the bottom, uncheck Use Same Driver options for both colors. This allows us to change the blade holder position between the kiss cut and the perf cut, and it tells LXI to allow for different speed, pressure, etc. from one path to the other. Now all we do is send the job to the printer. When the print's done, we load it on the cutter and set the origin point over that first registration mark as we talked about earlier, just like you would on a normal print and cut job.
So here's where the rubber meets the road, or cutter meets the vinyl.
When we send the cut job, the software will prompt us and ask us which one we want to send. We select Cut Contour and OK. The Q-Series cutter scans all 4 registration marks and cuts out the kiss cut path and pauses at the end of the cut job awaiting further instructions.
Very cool. And this is where you change the blade holder to the front position in the tool carriage. Now I notice you're actually using 2 different blade holders. Is that necessary, or couldn't you just move it from back to front?
Yes, you could, but keeping in mind that on the perf cut, you have to cut all the way through the liner, so it's easier to do if you use the 60-degree blade.
Okay, so you've got the 60-degree blade loaded in the front of the Q's dual position tool carriage. Now what?
So now we just have to go back to the control panel on the cutter and change it from condition 1 to condition 2. We press the Enter key and then press 2. That changes it to condition 2, and now we have our preset parameters all ready for the perf cut. Now we go back to Production Manager. It's advanced to the second driver option and has Perf Contour selected. All we have to do is press OK. The Q54 proceeds back to the beginning of the job and cuts our perforated cut line around the original kiss cut. And now we have a set of ready-to-peel contour cut decals that we can literally pop out of the sheet of vinyl and hand to the customer.
Very cool. I imagine that would be a great feature if you're cutting decals on demand. They're at a fair or a trade show.
Or just to save a step if you're making decals to sell online. This way you can produce the entire batch on the cutter and you don't have to spend extra time trimming and cutting them out of the sheet of vinyl by hand. When you're producing decals in large volumes, like a lot of our customers do, it's nice to be able to automate this and let the Q-Series cutter do the work for you.